y'all, I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And this
is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we're about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
Hey y'all, this is April.
And this is Caroline.
It is just regular Tuesday. It's not Turn Up Tuesday. Guess why, y'all?
Why? Well, that's very upsetting, but you know what's not upsetting? Is Manscaped December.
Hello.
It's never too early to start playing holiday music, April. It's never too early to start thinking about those gifts. You don't like holiday music. Well, whether it's for friends or for a friend in your pants, you can make this season to be jolly with Manscaped. Do your little drummer boy a favor and use the Lawnmower 4.0 to avoid another silent night in the bedroom. This is the best ad ever. Then add Manscaped's top-of-the-line shower products to have the people thinking, all I want for Christmas is you, Santa. Oh,
wow.
Santa cares about his sack, and so should you. Look nice when you get naughty by going to manscaped.com and use code BHH for free shipping and 20% off.
So, what else we have is RogueCon 23. I think it's the first one ever done. Rogue Media, you guys know that is who puts us out there. That is our network that Bloody Happy Hour records at. Join the ultimate celebration of digital content with its creators, passionate fans, and industry experts. It's all happening in downtown Waco across multiple venues on January 20th through the 22nd, 2023. Tickets are on sale right now. All you have to do is go to roguecon23.com, register. Bonus part is all of Rogue's podcasts are going to have a live show. That's including us.
Oh, so we're doing another little live show.
Yeah, but it's exclusive to these RogueCon people. So go ahead and register, especially if you're a fan, especially if you're in the industry, or if you are our creative personality peeps. Go now. roguecon23.com.
I love it.
Caroline, what do you have for us today for the news?
Well, do we have any updates? We have one update for the Idaho is that it's really no update. They're looking for this white little Hyundai car. Hyundai car.
Okay.
There was an officer who caught some kids underage drinking, and he had his body camera on, and so his body cam was facing the house. And so they have this like footage of the house at the time when the murders were happening.
And they see a white car.
And they see a white car with the lights on, and then it drives away, and now they're looking for this white car or the owner of it, and I don't know.
It was a little bitty like hatchback-ish looking like Hyundai.
Yeah.
Which I wonder if that further supports my could it be
then
a
also,
woman theory.
Well, also I heard that today that one of the neighbors said they saw the first floor door wide open at 8:30 a.m. Like it was wide open. Which that's where the other two roommates were living, was on the first floor. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But
could it be a woman? Like what grown man is going to drive?
I don't know. But then they just arrested this guy for another incident, but he had like he had like cuts on him and stuff. And he does not have a good record, but he's been arrested, but he's not said anything about that it's related to these crimes, but it's in Moscow and it's, I don't know.
Sounds like we're grabbing straws, which is good because we have nowhere else to go right now. So
they've got to know more. They've got to know more.
And everything is a possibility right now.
I know. They have to know more.
But that little white, little bitty car, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I saw also today that the Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell trial has officially been scheduled for April 3rd, 2023.
Okay.
Because she was trying to be incompetent again.
Yeah.
But she was just, playing them for fools because that's what she does. Let me tell you really quick about this guy who jumped off of the Disneyland building or Disneyland ride, and then I'm going to tell you the latest update about Athena Strand, which is a trigger warning. So it's so sad, but let me tell you about this Disneyland guy first.
Yeah, really quick though. One of the stories from last week, which was Delano Brooks' story, I just saw an update today that the investigation is under the homicide units in Houston PD
with multiple two other people who died in the same area or river or something.
In the same, but we don't know if it's in the same way. So they're not officially saying this is a homicide investigation, but it's so weird. The homicide unit is investigating it. So at least they're being open-minded versus like saying he just drunk and fell in the water.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So this story is a man who jumped to death at Disneyland, and he was the Huntington Beach school principal.
What?
Yeah. So it says a man jumped to his death from a parking structure at Disneyland on Saturday night when he was the elementary school principal and a musician who taught and played throughout Southern California. Christopher Christensen, 51, of Westminster. He also faced misdemeanor child endangerment and battery charges after he was arrested last month. He was due in court Monday, December 5th. Around Saturday at 9 p.m., he was found dead after somebody reported that a man fell from the Mickey and Friends parking structure. So I guess it wasn't a ride. And then we find his suicide note that he left on Facebook.
Oh, I thought you were going to say in his pocket like Zach Bowen.
No, but let me read it to you.
Yes.
I hate when people leave this earth with so many unanswered questions. So I hope this provides some insight and perspective. This is my wife, Marlena. Yes, you heard me correctly. Most of you don't know, but we privately married 3.5 years ago. Marlena and I adore each other, and our relationship has been amazing up until recently. Unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, she and I got into a heated argument at home in front of the girls. Tempers were flared, and strong words were exchanged between us. However, never in this exchange did I hit, slap, or hurt Marlena in any manner, nor did I touch the girls. I have never and will never. I love the girls like my own, I guess they're stepchildren, and they know that, as is everyone else who truly knows me. Unfortunately, Marlena's anger got the best of her that night, and she called the police, which landed me in jail that night. Yes, me. A man who has never hit or harmed anyone in his life. I think it's safe to say Marlena truly regrets making that call because the events of that night have completely unraveled both of our lives. I am on the brink of losing my job, as I'm on administrative leave until my case is resolved. However, the legal system is extremely flawed, especially against men/fathers, and it's sickening how quickly and easily an innocent man can be thrown in jail on zero evidence or proof. In fact, take a look at the attached screenshots of Marlena's message to my friend about the matter. She, too, had no intention on having the night come this far. She knows I would never hurt her or the girls, and she too has been trying to clear my name with little success. Again, the legal system is deeply flawed, to say the least. So here I am writing my final Facebook post to all of you. I need you all to know that a gentle, kind, loving, and sincerely good man has been destroyed by one unfortunate night. It really is unfortunate. This is not me. This is not something I have ever thought would happen to me. With all of this said, I've truly loved educating and leading thousands of students and families as a principal in FVSD for the past 21 plus years. I've made so many wonderful connections with families over the years. Those who know me closely know how much I cared for my students, staff, and families. Please remember me for all the good I brought to the world of education. To all my musician friends, thank you. Thank you for performing with me over the past 30 years. We have had a blast performing all over and creating such fond memories together. Music has been a wonderful outlet for me as it has allowed me to have different and creative world outside of my, quote, day job as a principal. I'm sad to say that last night was my final performance. However, it went very well, and I'm proud that my final performance was a success. I've always loved performing, especially during the holiday season. I'm going to miss it dearly. There's so much more I want to say, but I'm going to spend the rest of today reaching out to those closest to me to let them know how much I love them. This is not an ideal way to go out, but at least I get the chance to say some final words to those who I love and adore. Take care, everyone. Please, please, please be kind to one another. Treat each other with kindness and grace. There's too much anger in the world, and people need to start treating each other better. What I've shared with you above is a prime example of how anger can really have long-lasting and extremely damaging effects on a person's life.
Wow. You know, suicide is sad, okay? I'm glad, though, he just killed himself. How many times have we sat here on these murder-suicides and child murder, like men that like kill their wife and the kids, and we're like, just kill yourself. Well, at least he just did that.
I know.
I mean, that's a little bit of silver lining in that.
I know. I mean, at least.
But do we know for sure he did kill himself and that he wrote that Facebook post, or could?
Oh, hell, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just. It's purported.
It's purported, yeah.
Yeah.
So. It is sad though. Like it's somebody lying on you, and your whole life can be ruined.
I know.
And then to feel like you have nothing else to do but jump.
Well, I know. And then you're like, well, man, he really wanted her to feel like shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh gosh.
Wow.
Yeah. So there you go, Christensen. Okay, here we go. We're going to Athena.
Let's go.
Okay, y'all.
Man.
This is just triggering. If you don't want to hear it, don't hear it. But there are some things that parents do need to know, though, especially about people who are delivering packages and like what to do about your kids, and don't let them out. I
never would have thought it.
I never would have thought it.
And I
never
think
would
of
thought
everything.
It. So I'm going to tell you to listen right now. Just keep listening, and then when it gets like when I tell you what the murderer said about what happened, then that you can not listen to that.
Oh, I didn't know he has spoken yet.
It just came out like an hour ago.
Okay.
The arrest affidavit. So Athena Strand, this was in Paradise, Texas, which is in Wise County, and this is about 40 miles northwest of DFW. Small community, about 70,000 people. Close to like Bridgeport or Decatur, if you know where those places are. November 30th, Athena came home from school. She got off the bus at around 4:15. Now, her mom has full custody of her, but she was at her dad and stepmom's home.
Okay.
And I have heard that her mom had some kind of medical situation to where that's why Athena was at the dad's house. And she was coming back like for Christmas. Like she was just there for a few months or something.
So mom lives somewhere else?
Mom lives in Oklahoma.
Town. Okay.
And which this isn't very far from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So, she gets off the bus at 4:15 and she went inside and her stepmom tells her that her dad left to go hunting, and she got really upset about that. Like she did not want her dad to go hunting. And so they kind of have a little argument, and she goes out to her.
And now a word from our sponsors.
What's your emergency?
Do you hear that? It's coming from the house.
It's coming from inside the house? Do you mean? Could it be?
The Poltergeist. New from Rogue Media. Two haunted hotties talking about haunted places. Every episode we dive deep into the darkest places and give you a bit of history.
We're getting spooky in all the right places.
You've gobbled your last ghoul.
Follow along for the craziest and spookiest stories with Debbie's Dark Tourism. The Stanley Hotel,
Winchester House,
the Alamo,
Hotel Monte Vista,
and more spooky places. Find us at _Poltergals. POLTERGALS.
Look over your shoulder. It's us,
The Poltergals. Wherever you consume the podcast, you can find us there.
Welcome to One Star Rewind, a new podcast about those dreaded one-star reviews that every business owner hates to receive, but yet every customer loves to read. During this podcast, we will peel back that one-star review to better understand how it happened, when it happened, and what the business owner is doing after receiving that one-star review. This podcast will be about love, hate, and laughter. On One Star Rewind, we will meet with real business owners who will tell their stories and how they do rely on reviews for their business. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or download us at roguemedianetwork.com. Please subscribe, but only rate and review for not a one-star review. Join us each time for a new review and a new story.
Pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Mike.
And we have a fantastic new podcast to tell you about. Bros, Foes, and Heroes. It's the two of us looking into the world of comics, breaking down some characters that you may have never heard of, and some that are just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, so Zach comes up with a character each time, and I go into it just completely blind. I don't know who this person is or what their abilities are or anything, and basically I guess we kind of go over their origin story and just some of the ridiculous stuff that maybe, especially Golden Age stuff.
Oh, Golden Age stuff is always the best, and we will make sure to highlight all of the shenanigans and just absolute weirdness of everything.
Yeah, that's right. So subscribe today and follow us on Instagram at Bros, Foes, Heroes.
And if you don't, I know where you live. Not really, but please subscribe.
Bros and Foes and Heroes. Gonna tell you about Bros and Foes and Heroes. Gonna tell you about.
She goes to her room, or just she goes to cool off. And so stepmom is still like goes in the other room and she starts cooking.
Is this room under the same roof? Both of these rooms?
Yeah, it says that she was last seen inside the converted storage shed, which is where Athena and her stepsister were temporarily using as a bedroom or living quarters, while her father and stepmother were renovating the main residence next to the storage shed. So they live in a storage shed?
No, it looks like...
I think it's like a trailer.
Is it a trailer?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. And so they need more room. So they probably made a room out of the storage building for the girls while they're renovating a part of the house. So they don't have a room in the house right now.
Okay.
They have.
Then that's what it is.
Okay.
So
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. So anyway, she gets home. They get into this little argument. She goes off. Stepmom starts cooking dinner. She cooks dinner. She goes around 5:15. She went to go get her because dinner's ready. And she goes and she looks in her room and she's not there. And she's like, okay, well, she starts looking around the house. She looks outside of the house. She looks inside of the house. She looks under the house. This is from what the sheriff said. And they live their house is about 200 yards from the road. So that's a couple of football fields. I mean, it's a good distance.
Yeah.
And there's about 6 acres of wooded area that's around them. So she's looking around and she's, I believe she called, I think they have relatives that live pretty close. And she was like, maybe she ran over to their house.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, so then this is also around 5:15, which it starts to get dark around then, 5:15, 5:30. So they're like, she wouldn't be out here in the dark. She's probably just ran over to their house or whatever. She calls the friends or the family neighbors next door. No, they haven't seen her. Nobody's seen her. So then she starts really to worry and to panic. So about an hour at that time goes by and she calls the police.
Okay.
So, and that was about 6:40. So the police take it seriously right away, and they have multiple local police departments. They have GPS, they have helicopters, they have people on horseback, and they have canines come out. And these helicopters are like, they have thermal imaging, which is like, you can see in the dark, like it's like red spots will light up if they indicate heat, like body heat, and they can just tell if a person is out walking or whatever. So that's like kind of like night vision stuff, I guess. Canines picked up a scent, but they just picked up a scent around the house. The scent didn't go anywhere, meaning either she was still in the house or she'd been picked up and taken.
Yeah.
So at this point, they believe that there has been an abduction. And in abductions, the child is killed within 3 hours if it's a stranger abduction. Okay. So stepmom's looking everywhere. Dad's on the way back because she'd called dad. He's on the way back from he was just going hunting. There's no forced entry. No other people were in the house. No family is in the house. No relatives, no friends, whatever. So nobody in the home is suspected. Law enforcement get a tip from a neighbor who saw a FedEx truck delivering a package.
Hello, neighbor. Was she DTF?
She was DTF.
That's a good original nosy Karen. That's the
Yes.
kind of Karens we need to be.
That's the kind of Karens we need. She sees the FedEx truck was delivering this package around the same time that Athena came up missing. Well, FedEx has tracking numbers on all their vehicles. So law enforcement is able to track this vehicle, get the history of where the truck had been, which put it in the driveway at the time of Athena's disappearance. So the pieces start coming together. And they end up finding the FedEx truck. They find the driver. They track his cell phone. So then they find out where he is because he didn't live in that area. He just is delivering. He's a contract FedExer.
Yeah.
And this led them directly to Mr. FedEx Man. Tanner Horner.
It was so easy. Like,
yeah.
never is a abduction like that quickly.
And yeah. I think that, I mean, I don't think he would have come forward.
No.
But, okay, this is crazy. You can still listen. Tanner, 31 years old, confessed to abducting and killing Athena, who had been missing for 2 days, and led investigators to the location of her body. He used to be like in a heavy metal band, like a punk rock band. He has a daughter. At least on his Facebook page, he has a picture of him holding a baby in his profile picture, and it looks like that is his daughter.
Okay.
And it's like a little baby. It is believed that he did not know Athena or her family.
Yeah.
And law enforcement said that he appears to have no criminal history. However, there have been multiple women who have accused him of rape.
Yeah. Okay.
And when they were underage, but they were never believed. And
they were reported back then. It's not like people come in right now and say, "Oh, he's always been a perv. He's raped me."
This person has posted on like multiple things. She says, Tanner Lynn Horner, the man who raped me at 16, 8 years ago, murdered Athena Strand, a 7-year-old girl. I hope the family gets justice they deserve. I hope he rots. And I hope that every one of you who didn't believe me when I talked about this for 8 fucking years does now. Fuck you all.
Wow.
So On Friday, December 2nd, which is it's just 2 days after she went missing, her body is found about 10 miles from her home, and she likely died within the very hour of her departure from her home. So if you don't want to hear some of the details about it, then
Mute,
and we'll tell you when to come back. So what happened?
I don't know.
He's literally delivering a package. She's just outside playing. She's just outside in the driveway. He comes up the driveway, delivers his package. What's he delivering? Her Christmas present. It is a package of Barbies, which is literally part of her Christmas gift. This is, they just now, we're all thinking he's definitely like raped her, sexually assaulted her.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing you can think of. Why else? Why else? Now, in this arrest affidavit, it was supposed to be sealed. That means it doesn't go to the public.
Yeah.
It's in the public because I have it. So he told investigators that he was driving. Let me just read it. He was delivering the package. Where is it? He starts backing up
To leave.
Mm-hmm. He puts the van in reverse and hits her with the van.
Okay.
On accident. This is what he's saying.
Yeah.
This is what he's saying.
This is the story I heard at first.
Well, the first story we heard, yes. So he says that he backed up, hit her. She was not seriously hurt. She was alive, and she was talking to him. She was even, she even told him her name.
Okay.
But he panicked and put her in the van because he didn't want to get in trouble.
And lose his FedEx job? Wow.
According to court documents, Horner then attempted to break Athena's neck to kill her. When that didn't work, he strangled her in the back of the van. He said he strangled the girl because he was afraid that she was going to tell her father that he hit her with the van. Authorities say that he directed them to where the body was dumped, and the official cause of death for Athena has not been released. The video from the van
confirmed it.
That delivered the packages shows a young girl who looked like Athena in the van. So there's video that...
Yes, they all have cameras in there because they need to make sure you're not texting and driving, drinking and driving.
So it shows him and her talking.
And when there's trauma to the vehicle, like the FedEx trucks, it records it. So there's a system that FedEx is going to be able to upload to be able to say, oh, yeah, the truck did have some type of trauma or accident at this time, if that story is true. Oh, my God.
So the investigators, they had this digital evidence, and at the time, they didn't elaborate what it consisted of, which this is what it consists of, is the whole, everything that, them two talking and everything. He's currently being held on $1.5 million bail. They are seeking the death penalty, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And they are just working to have an airtight case, which it looks like they have. How do you, if you have a confession and video evidence...
Now, I think if he pleads guilty, they probably won't get the death penalty. But if he pleads not guilty,
I don't care if you're guilty. Why would you not get the death penalty?
I
don't know.
Because you're helping the state out by admitting to it, I guess. It's not as hard of a case. I don't know. It happened in my story. I'm going to do it here in a minute. So
FedEx released a statement expressing their condolences. It was like a couple days later. Everybody was real mad on Twitter. Words cannot describe our shock at the reports surrounding this tragic event. First and foremost, our thoughts are with the family during this most difficult time. The spokesperson also said that each employee is subject to criminal background check, which, I mean, according to law enforcement, his criminal history is clear, but I don't know what
you can't ever predict that in an interview, in a job application.
I know.
There's no red flags to predict that. But what gets me is it's like Chandler, right? He did all these things to cover up these little bitty lies that he's told. Killed his parents, right? Chandler Halderson. When look what you've dug yourself into. So when this guy
hit her with the truck and she was so fine and alive and well and talking.
So you knock on the door and you cry and you call the ambulance and you will probably get fired.
What? Is there something else to the story, or is I don't is this really what happened, you think? This is just his story.
If this is the story, it just doesn't make sense at all.
I know.
But people do it. That's exactly what Chandler did. You do horrible things to cover up this little bitty thing, and you wind up in a 30,000 times worse situation. It's like there's no forethought of thinking, if I wait 5 minutes before I act on this, I will know that that's the worst decision to make.
I cannot. I mean, ugh. So the mom went on and she had a little press conference. They had a press conference today. She said, this is what the mom said. I don't want her to be the girl known as the one murdered and discarded by a monster. I want everyone to know, every single person in this world, that this is my baby and my baby was taken for me. Then the grandfather comes out and he says on Facebook that he said, part of him wants 5 minutes alone in a cell with this guy. Of course. Then he decides to listen to the other part of him, which is telling him to have forgiveness. And he said, this man I am is angry, and I want 5 minutes alone in a cell with the psycho that took our Athena away from us. But there's a soft, gentle voice in the back of my head telling me I need to forgive him. If I allow this hate to consume me, that voice will fade and eventually be silenced. Then that ugly spirit of hate will have succeeded, and that's why this gentle voice persists to tell me I need to forgive this man.
Oh, that's the only way he'll have any peace.
I know. So there you go. That's where we got. That's what we got. These people. So listen, if the Swan Man, do people still use the Swan Man? I don't know.
Yes.
The FedEx, UPS, whatever it is, just don't send your kid out to pick up the package because, they're all probably excited to get it. Just anybody alarm service guy coming to fix your alarm, somebody coming to plumber, painter, anybody. You can't trust anybody. Stay aware and don't trust anybody.
Don't trust anybody. And I was just thinking, little girl, whether she was outside or inside, probably was excited to go get the package from the delivery driver.
Exactly. She probably ran up behind it, and then he how they have to speed everywhere because they have to get on time to deliver all their packages. So.
Oh, it's horrible. Even if that is the story, it doesn't make the family feel any better. Maybe a little bit that she wasn't raped and murdered, right? But she was still tortured and murdered.
And so strangled to death.
Yes.
Awful.
Yeah. No.
I hate people.
I know.
Well,
we're waiting on the official results, right, for the autopsy.
Yep, we're waiting on it. Do you have a joke? We could end on something. Well, I don't. No. I did win a book. I won a book. I entered a little raffle and I won a book, but I don't
That
read
you
books.
won't read.
So I hope maybe I'll read it.
Let's make them excited with what we've been working on.
Oh, y'all.
After a year and a half, we are finally working on Dirty Chad series. Don't tell him. Don't tell Dirty Chad, okay? Or if you do, we might have to ask him some questions. Listen, we're getting Caroline's thoughts together. And, of course, we have called on high school friends, in-life friends, during the marriage friends. So it's coming together. And so our goal.
If they don't know who Dirty Chad is.
Oh, new listeners. Thank you for tuning in. Caroline, you want to explain?
Well, I was married for a little bit. And if you've not heard of the Dirty John series on TV, that's kind of what it was like. It was just a marriage that was consisted of stealing and drugs and lying and more drugs and more
stealing,
severed relationships from friends, from family, a little bit of narcissism, and a lot of sociopath.
Yeah.
And I'm not just using those because those are like big words to use right now.
She actually studied all the definitions.
I did. And so if you have, actually, I do want to do some t-shirts. So if you have a design, if you're a t-shirt designer or something, we want to see it.
Yeah. And so if you're new, Caroline has dropped little tidbits throughout all of our episodes, Dirty Chad tidbits. And it just dawned on us when we had listeners be like, we want more of Dirty Chad. We want more of Dirty Chad.
When you're in a situation, you watch movies and you watch TV shows. You don't really ever think you will find yourself in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. And it was very weird because I was like, I'm not the person to like not get along with my family or have any like ruffle feathers with friends. Like I'm always just get along with people.
Yeah.
It
Knowing Caroline before Dirty Chad and then during Dirty Chad, it was two totally different people. And really the Caroline after Dirty Chad is a totally different person than the Caroline before Dirty Chad. So you're going to be able to hear not just Caroline's part of the story, but like the people around her who loved her and lost her for a little bit and then got her back. How that goes too. So our goal is our spring live show. We hope to give you an episode of Dirty Chad. Now, if you ask me to write it down and sign it and have it notarized,
we
won't do it.
No.
But that is our
goals.
5-year plan.
We're making. When you
our
send
goal.
us t-shirt designs, we'll release an episode.
Yeah. So
and
you should be
rate,
excited.
review, and subscribe.
Yeah. We actually need you to go rate and tell us how excited. Do a review and tell us how excited you are about Dirty Chad.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're really excited, you can buy our rounds for our next show if you Venmo, Bloody Happy Hour, or Cash App, Bloody Happy Hour.
Easy.
Okay, y'all. We will see y'all Thursday. Full episode. We're going to keep it in Texas for a little bit.
Ooh.
Don't forget to
Stay aware.
stay alive.
And always be DTF.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.